Doing today? I hope everyone's had a wonderful week. I'm still a little bit ill, but I want to get some work done on the Flotsam this week, so you know how it is. Yeah, what's up?
From Thrawdrifts with me Rothra.
Jesus Christ. That was experience. I don't know if you guys heard that yet. Working due today. No worries, Bone. Have a good one. I've seen quite a few people working today. No worries. Enjoy all your lurks. I'll get the chat in just a moment. I'm just setting up the rest of the stream right now. And then we can get started. Alright, you guys should be able to hear the music. Now we're going to do some Fire Emblem Free Houses music today. Didn't work properly, only played the ending. Yeah, I know, because I was still setting it up when you guys redeemed it. A good week. Parents been away to have the house to myself. Nice. Why is this the song the best of Fire Emblem starts with? That's a little bit too. There we go. Let's do Blue Skies in a Battle. I say that's a little bit too aggressive to start with this morning. I'm a little bit sleepy. Fire Emblem, how's Emblem supposed to pay rent now? True. So true. Alrighty, let's get... I think that's everything set up. That's the music. Actually, am I feeling Fire Emblem music today? What do we feel in chat? Is there any specific like OST we want to listen to today? I will say Blue Skies in a Battle does make me pumped. I do quite like this song. Someone takes away out back and shoot him, he's gone Sino. Oh, so true. OSRS? Oh, you know what OSRS... It's a secret of always Sino. Oh my god, guys. What big news do we have? Oh, so big. Actually, we do have big news. I'll be starting a subathon come September to finish the EU4 achievements before my vacation in October, and before the release of EU5 on November 4th. So September 1st, we start a subathon on Seniler. Oh my god, guys, it's not a contest. But yeah, so we'll be starting a subathon that will go from default-wise, at least, I'm gonna have it go from the 1st to the 30th, just 8 hours a day. I'm not going to try and overdo it like I did last time. I will be doing every day of over the month of September because I want to get these achievements for EU4 done. So that will be a fun little time to do it. I'm going to bring on some other stuff too with like bits for teams in order to have some extra incentives for folks to either subscribe or just to give bits. It'll be a fun little time. I'll have bits increase the timer as well, but less than subscriptions, yada yada, all that. Like, you guys will be able to throw rocks at me. You'll be able to get like probably soundboard redeems, I think. Keep the subathon going long enough, Royston is not allowed a vacation. Oh god. Well, that being said, I actually do have to go on that vacation, which is from the 8th of October until the 22nd. But the subathon will be paused during that time, and then we'll come back to it on the 23rd. And then we'll keep going until it's done. And then obviously, if we get all the achievements before November 4th, which I think it's going to be a tight run fin. I still have 140 achievements left. Let's take a look real quick, actually. Yeah, I have 140 exactly achievements left. So it's going to be a tight run fin, but we should be able to get it. Oh god, so many of these are just world conquest tee. I hate it. But, and then going from there, if we get to November 4th and we still have time on the subathon left, we just do all of EU5's achievements. You know what I mean? No, one day we'll stream his vacation. God, could you imagine? Just leave stream on for the 2 weeks I'm gone. It's just like my model sitting here going, huh? Eh? Eh? Could actually be pretty funny, but yeah, that's the big news we have. So I'll start hyping that up. Like, I think the big goal for that is, like, if we hit, another 500 subs will be another outfit. I already have one planned if you guys do want to see what that will look like. And then, if we hit a bigger goal, which I haven't decided yet, we will get those IRL cooking streams, which will be very fun. But it all depends on what the community wants. And they have some smaller goals as well, which will be pretty fun to do. And as a community, we can decide those as well. Alright, you know what? I love Fire Emblem Three Houses music. It's not the vibe today. Well, what about lo-fi? Yeah, that works. Okay. Will it be rocks that are cooked? So fun fact though, we can make edible rocks. I know how to do it.
Ruston,
Yeah, what's
I
up?
have a message from the field. If we redeemed Maidstone during cooking stream, do you put on the outfit? Just checking.
I'm gonna say yes to this. Someone can clip it, but I'm gonna say yes for now. And then someone will have to remind me when it comes to the day of. Wow, watch it be like I'm just like cooking in a you know, like a like baggy hoodie and sweatpants, and I just already have the maid dress ready to go if someone redeems it. Anyway, let's get into the game, shall we? Where is FTD? There we go. Alrighty. We'll go here for a second. I'll come over here. And we'll be good to go soon, just as it loads up. I am a little bit low energy today, but I'm really excited for tomorrow, because tomorrow we get to do... actually, 1 second. I literally wrote down on a notepad what we get to do for the achievement runs this week. So let's quickly talk about that too for EU4. So tomorrow we're doing a pirates run as probably as Portugal. We'll go into New Providence and then take all the Caribbean. That's just an achievement, like Yarhar Pirates Life for me. And then we can probably extend that if we have time into a free all the slaves in the world run. And then Sunday we'll be playing as Athens, which is gonna suck. I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be it's not gonna be great. There's gonna be a lot of restarts for the Athens run. And then Saturday we'll play the Congo. This is next Saturday. And then next Sunday we play the Timurids, and then that starts our subathon, where Monday we will go with Shamata's Knot, where we have to play as a Jewish nation. We'll just continue our Nubian restoration run. I want to have the Nubian video out by the minimum. Tuesday we'll play Florence, so you guys can watch how I developed each province to become 30 dev. Wednesday we'll play Ryazan, which just means we have to... I believe that the achievement is Breaking the Tartar Yoke, which is as Ryazan destroyed a great horde in Crimea. And then Thursday we will play as Poland, and that's just going to be a chill game as Poland, where we pretty much just try to survive to get Tech 32 as Poland. But yeah, that's what the first week of the subathon's looking like. All right, now where is an EU4 streamer now? Bandit FTD like an orphan in a ditch. Nah, we still play FTD. I'll still be doing, so that's the thing with the subathon. I'll be focusing on the EU4, but I will still be doing raw roasts on Mondays and Fridays. I won't have a dedicated build portion with it, which is also nice to me because it means I don't have to, you know, continually play FTD and be creative during a subathon when I'm already going to be exhausted. So it kind of works out both ways. There's Flatstream Sam. Alright. So, we have out here, which we still need to figure out how we want to get that down. Maybe some ladders. There's no such thing as a chill Poland experience. Nah, don't worry, we'll have a chill Poland experience, I promise. Oh yeah, roast. Yeah, so we'll still have roast, don't worry about that. For those of you who might be worried, but we're going to lose out. We won't. It's just, I'll have a break from the creative aspect. Should get some craft down to be roasted? True, you should. Alright, so we have our main superstructure here, which I'm pretty happy with. And now we need to also figure out how to get it back here. How would we do this? Because I feel like back here, obviously, we're going to have it where it's completely, like, you know... Like, I want to have, like, at least 180 degrees for the Marauder turret on the crane. So all the taller stuff will be back here, but depending on how offset we have the crane, we might be able to get it so it has free 60-degree turn-in, which would be really cool. But we'll see. Let's get the rest of the floor in for now. We'll figure it out as we go. There we go. Aside from that, how was everyone's week? Like I said, I've been sick. I'm tired still, even. But I hope everyone has had a better week than I did. Poland Story is one of the most chill countries to play. You just hegemon with Lithuania plus Hungary as a PU. And Bohemia, don't forget Bohemia. Also, hello. Oh, sorry, I forgot to talk to chat this morning. Let me quickly get on that. JJ, welcome in. You're bushed. All right, we had Syrup in first. Hello to Syrup, Sheepachu, Driver, Krill. Soulboy, of course, of course. We have Gremlin, good to see you as well. Cruiser, Bone, Scarab. Pickleberry, welcome in. Gravitas, of course, of course. And JJ, hello, how's it going? There we go, sorry. And Neko, of course. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to got to say hi to people as they trickled in today. And Polly. But yeah, no, pretty much we just have to get Win 2 SARS, which will be, I think it's like Cav combat ability 30%, and Tech 32 is Poland, which is pretty easy. It's just gonna be one of those games where we just kind of sit and yap the entire time. We might come up with our own idea for an achievement, like, or like, you know, maybe we want to like do a historical Commonwealth, or maybe we want to do something like that, right? I don't know, but we'll figure it out as we go. It's not exactly going to be a hard run. It's going to be like AEIOU, right? It's not going to be difficult, it's just going to be lengthy. The Witches of the Woods, local dentists, have stolen my wisdom teeth. Oh no, so no longer eat human flesh as I'm on a strict diet of slop textured fins and antibiotics. Oh god, yeah. Do you have to stay Poland, or can you form something like Prussia? I think I have to stay Poland or the Commonwealth. I'll have to look that up. Actually, let's look that up right now. Into space, EU4. Oh, I can also get one kin to rule, which is abolish the Shems. SEJM, I don't know Polish. Okay, it's a starting condition fin, so I can form other tags, but I do need to be, I'll have to be the Commonwealth. Looks like you can form Prussia since that is what I'm currently playing and I still can get it. Oh, nice. Okay, never mind then. Alrighty. I'm actually quite happy with how his teardrop shape has turned out. Let's figure out the back now here. How do we want to do this? Just offsets? Yeah, I think just offsets should work. Offsets into corners. So that is 2 meter. Oh, that should only be 1 meter there. Why did I do 2 meter up top then? Because that goes 2 meter into the 1 meter. I see, I see. So that should be... So I'm trying to remember how I was building this last time I was here. It's been a while since I've played. There we go, that should be good enough. Actually, is that... Why am I so confused as to how I did this? That's free offsets. Into 2, into free, into free. Okay. So actually... Let's do it this way. There we go. Yeah, okay, look at that. Nailed it. Let's go. First try. With notified that was my second try. There we go. Alright. And in there, and there we go. Alright, it do be that simple. Yes, it's the symmetry one. Is the blue sparkly wall supposed to indicate you're building on a symmetry line? Yes, it is. That's the line of symmetry when I'm building. Okay. The nice thing with the Marauder turret, at least, as Potat's built it so far, is that it's not going to feel too big, which is nice. Like, it's proportional. Show land. What the fuck am I looking at? Oh, we're building the Flotsam Superstructure. So the plan for this is eventually going to be it's a Riker style flagship based off a Lucrehulk, or based off the same concepts as a Lucrehulk, in which we'll take in a cargo ship / salvage ship, and we're gonna be turning it into a battleship and a carrier. So my eventual plan of this, if everything goes my way and I'm creative enough, is I build this. It has a Marauder turret on a crane. I build a battleship version, which has, you know, a modified Marauder gun, and then I build a carrier version, which is even more different, right? Jacob's Palace? Not quite. It's not quite the Jacob's Palace. But, because the Jacob's Palace was never a cargo ship, keep in mind. It was just a Riker-style carrier. Alright, let's get the rest of the floor in here. Pretty much just gonna be doing some, like, small light work on it today. Just as we, yeah. That's gonna be problematic, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Jacob's Palace always was pretty and undeserving of its fate. Well, the issue with the Jacob's Palace, right, is that it was added to the game with no one's knowledge, and it didn't. It completely violated every campaign rule. So that's why it was removed. It's not like it wasn't anything against the palace itself. It's just it was never supposed to be in game, right? So had it been given the time to, you know, like actually been prepped for game, probably would have been fine, but the rules changed, plus you know, an anti-creep effect, right? Because just there was so much power creep at the time, right? That it ended up dying like that. That's incredibly funny, by the way. It is and it isn't, right? Because on one hand, haha, yeah, it's silly, but on the other hand, it means we don't get a really cool design. So there we go. Rockman, hello, Sophie. How's it going? Are you as EP as I am today? Because I am hella EP today. Today might actually be a shorter stream. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know I just got back after being sick, but I am I'm still feeling it, you know. I am in fact still feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Super EP as always, hell yeah. Alright, let's go here. Alright. There we go. Alrighty, not bad. So we have that at the back and front. We'll have the little slopes on the side for now. We'll probably evolve these later to see what else we could turn them into. I'm not like, you know, heart set on this. But we'll see how it goes. Like, yeah, that's just 2 meters at the front. Okay, so it's pretty front-back symmetrical. That's not bad. There we go. Alrighty. The dog woke up the crack of 6 a.m. by shattering the sound barrier. Oh, God. Dogs do be like that. It's part of their charm, you know? And then here we want to just have the 8 meter. Alrighty. She saw a cat outside? Oh, God, yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it? Okay, so that's the main hull in. And we'll be able to decorate the sides of the hull later. I'm not too worried about that right now, as long as we have the basic shape in, which is taken from the Jacob's treehouse. It's our cat. She does this every morning. Rock Boy builds syndrome. Jacob's Palace was your punishment for removing the rat. The Jacob's Palace was before I removed the rat. The Jacob's Palace was the like one of my first assignments as Codal, or as Codal Help. I didn't remove the rat until I was Codal. I still love how many views the rat short, like the war short for it got. Because it's just me that's like, that's right, I killed him, Barry, it was me. I was honestly thinking of doing the "it was me, Barry" meme for that video, but I ended up going against it. Okay, let's get this in here. Let's not have the metal floor, actually. Let's keep it at a wooden floor. There we go. At least for the cargo hold. The rest of it I don't particularly care about. And we'll do the same wood pattern as always. Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 1, 4. You know, I actually am excited because I think this will be my last deep water guard build for a while. At least on stream. Probably do some more off stream, of course, but like finish this, finish the Marlin. Paphos is finishing the Frigate Bird, right? So I think after this the Flotsam is done, I'll take a break from deep water guard and either work on my custom campaign or work on another faction. Like I want to do the Onyx Watch style guide soon, right? So maybe that's something we'll have happen soon. Eh? Okay. Let's get these guys out of here. I'm just curious if there's as much interest in the other factions, because I feel like I've kind of built, like, you know, my FTD stuff all off of Deepwater Guard. I assume people want to learn the other faction styles, but never quite sure, you know? What is this doing up here? Get that shit out of here. If we have like this little hallway, I don't know. Okay, that's gonna annoy me. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I could just... That'd actually be really funny if I do that. Just do this across. Okay, 1 second. There we go. Keep it consistent at least. Oh, why are the 3 meter beams rotated from the 4 meter beams? That's weird. Okay. That's good to know. That's curious to say the least. There we go. Let them know about all the faction styles eventually. Your guide format works pretty well for it. Does it? Okay. I'll have to look into it then. That's good to hear, because it is one of those things I was thinking about. Let's actually keep these consistent. Show that they're not floor, they're part of something else. Something far more sinister, like the walls. There we go. Yeah, I think today we'll break out the rest of the shape. We'll do a quick raw roast, and then we might call it early. I apologize, it's just as I'm building today, I'm realizing, yeah, I'm still a little bit sick. I feel bad for doing such an early stream, but... Like, even when I was late today, I was like, I'm still feeling pretty sick. But, like, I got some sleep last night for once, which was nice. I've been struggling to sleep this past week because of how sick I've been, so... Getting sleep at least was an accomplishment. So, hopefully tomorrow for EU4 we'll be doing better, you know? There we go. I have to rotate all of this. There we go. Alright. So that will be our like storage bay. We'll put more decos in afterwards. Like I want to have like, you know, easy accessibility in and out. I want to have what's it called? Ladders and stuff like that, right? There we go. And there we go. Alrighty. So that's the basic concept. That will be refined as time goes on. But that is a completed upper hull at least. Or a completed deck layout. So maybe we can brick out the area where we want the crane now? Is that something we're interested in? Actually, that's what I want to do right now. I want to do the smokestack off to the side first. Or we could get the bottom done too. We have been rather lazy on that. Let's get the bottom done. Let's fill out the bottom. Alright, down here is just going to be a really basic hull that, you know, just gives us some aerodynamics because we're such a massive creature of a build. So we're going to want to be able to offset some of that. God, I love Fire Emblem Free Houses music. I just love Fire Emblem Free Houses. I remember when I bought it on launch, and all I did that week was play it. I had just gotten back from my first year of uni, and it was such a nice time. Yeah, because I remember I had just gotten back, and like, you know, I wasn't doing much else because all my friends weren't off yet. So my uni ended a little bit earlier than theirs. And so I just played Free Houses. And honestly, it was such a fun time. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I think that's what we keep the front looking as. The catamaran style I quite like. Actually, I might add like another layer on underneath it, who knows. But I think for our purposes here, that's fine. Every time I see the Marauder at the front, I feel like this is a trimaran, and then I'm like, oh, you know what, a trimaran could actually work, but sadly, it's just a catamaran. Trimarans are cool. They are, yes, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy a good trimaran. I just haven't built one yet. I probably should. Maybe for a different faction. There we go. Ooh, that needs to be metal. There we go. Have that band there be metal. We're good to go. Alright, I assume going around the side here, it's just the same fin pretty much. Hello? There we go. Probably just want to do something like this, right? Around the side. I see no reason to change it. Though that offset might cause problems. No, it won't. Okay, we're fine. I guess it won't. There we go. Hello? Oh, I hit the wrong button. I was like, where's the slope part of it? It's like, where's the slope? Where's the leak, ma'am? Where's the slope, ma'am? There we go. Alright. Put that in there. Yeah, I kind of like that as having the outer edge there. That works. Welcome back, driver. How's it going? Okay. The issue with catamarans when you build like this, though, is that you have to like do everything twice because of the way the mirror works. I wish you could have two lines of mirror going. Like, you know how Space Invaders or Avorion does it? Avorian's mirror and style would actually be really cool to have in FTD. Alright, put you here. Put you here. I see how we did that. Yeah, I see what I did there, okay. Yeah, we'll do that. That actually saves us a lot of heartache in the future. There we go. Because that way it kind of looks like it goes from, like, you know, chunky at the front to streamlined by the sides, and I kind of like that. It makes it feel like it's two separate pieces welded together instead of one homogeneous piece. So actually, I quite like that idea. So I do kind of wish I had done something more interesting on the bottom part. Because that means on the sides it's going to be kind of V-shaped going down. Hey, Kat, good to see you. Yeah, when Blaine never builds stuff games, I always want FTD's keyboard building. I know, right? Like, I want keyboard building in Minecraft. I want it in Avorion, right? I understand completely what you mean. Okay. Oh, I see what I did here. There we go. Maybe we can buff some of this out with some paint, I guess. Just to make it look a little bit more... Actually, it's not visually disinteresting right now. It's just, it feels like that way, because I hate using slopes like this. But, like, it's not actually that bad. Proportionally, it's actually, it feels like it fits. Because this build has a lot of surface area, right? So those things where I'm not too worried about how it's going to work in that case. Actually, FTD's building this subjective, but it really is like it's hard to unadapt to FTD's build system. There we go. All right. There we go. Get you in, and we can just connect it all up like this. I am actually really excited to be able to like take this fin and rip it apart and convert it, which is, I know is funny because I'm still building the baseline one, but I love the idea of having like modular deep water guard builds, not in the sense of like you can, well, I guess yeah, in the sense you can mix and match them, but they still look scrappy, right? Modular scrappiness is just really interesting conceptually to me, and I'm wondering if I can get it to work how I want it to. You know? Okay. Let's get this in here. And we can just do the same, and pretty much, do we want to, yeah, we'll curve it in all the way down. No reason not to. Alright. So that way it looks like we're giving some room to the water wheel too, which is nice. I'm never quite sure how I like doing water wheels. It changes every time I do them. It's one of those things I assume I'll understand with time. In terms of like, oh, like how do I want to do this, right? I'm doing this only for visuals. Don't do this if you care about like optimization. I just hate the way wood slopes texture out like that. Actually, we could do that full metal. Do we need to, though? Yeah, I kind of want to do full metal. Plus, it's a little bit more... I should say it's a little bit less... slope texture issues. Technically not as good health-wise because we're using 1 meter blocks, but you know what? That's okay. Look at that. Plus, look how nice that fits. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. And then that should go all the way at least up until... Oh, excuse me. Had a large breakfast today, hence why it took so long. And, I haven't had much food the last few days, and I think that may be, my body being upset at me. Because I kind of went from, like, not having much food to having quite a bit of food this morning. I woke up starving today, right? Because I hadn't eaten the last few days. Alright, let's do that there. And then probably just, I don't know, finish you off here. Probably works. Like, I could fix the inside there, but I'd rather have the outside visuals over here, I think. And actually, unless, what if I do this? Yeah, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So we absolutely could change that to match better. Alright, let's get this cleaned up, making it look good. There we go. Just have to clean up those textures, right? It's always those textures that cause issues. Okay, let's get a little bit comfier here, and then we can get back into building this. The issue with this too is usually where the paddle wheels are is where I try to put the smokestacks. Obviously, I don't want to do that with fuel tanks here. So maybe what we'll do instead is we'll build the smokestack at the back, and then have it route to the front. Make it look like it's, oh, what's the word? Yeah, I think that 3-meter metal part there actually works. Makes it connect down between. I don't quite like that. But, I think I want to have the smokestack at the front, and then like maybe some pipes going around, and then have them go to the fuel tank too. I'll have to think about that one, honestly. Because it's one of those things where it's like, it sounds like it's what I want, but I'm not sure. Ducted? Ah, thank you. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Ducted. Alright. Yeah, let's get this hull done, then we'll go into roasts. That's gonna be the plan today. There we go. All right. Let's get you all the way down here. Come on. There we go. That works. Did I really make it this straight? I did make it that straight. That's wild. Might have to fix that, because I feel like that's not going to be nearly as visually interesting as it is out front, because the front has like those curves, right? Whereas back here I kind of cleaned up the curves, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to do something back here to make this a little bit more visually interesting, I feel. Hey bro, what are your thoughts on approaching Silver Snow aircraft larger than the Yari? I haven't thought about it much yet. I've been mostly doing the airship style. It's something I would have to sit down and really look at. Why? Do you have any ideas? Because, like, right now, obviously, the Silver Snow aircraft are based off of Avatar, The Last Airbender's aircraft, right? From Legend of Korra. I guess not The Last Airbender, I guess Avatar Legend of Korra's aircraft. So, like with, you know, like biplanes with the double engines off to the side, stuff like that, right? So I'm not sure if that's going to be something that's I'll be particularly interested in. Like, you know, really deviating from that. That's my only concern right now, right? In a seaplane sort of direction? Honestly, I don't think doctrinally they would really use seaplanes because they're used to living in icebound seas, right? Like, I don't know if seaplanes would really be an idea conceptually. How did I do this at the front? Probably just had wood trim around. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. There we go. And then maybe what we do too is we cut out back here and we put in a big paddle wheel as well. Have a like free paddle wheel system. Skid plane then? I don't know. I feel like it would be, if you can make it look good, I feel like it would look goofy though, is the issue. You know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing with the custom campaign is, like, if it looks good, then yeah, I don't mind changing some of the lore, but the hard part is making it look good, you know? Alright, let's put that stuff in there for now. Come across completely. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and that rear superstructure is gonna have to be pretty big to facilitate that Marauder cannon. That's the issue, right? Wonder if I made this one deep enough to support it. Just like visually, right? I think it'll be fine. Because let's take this and imagine it, okay? Down there. And then it's just the bolts. Okay, save that. Delete that. Move it over here. Yeah, that fits inside there, if it wasn't for the bolts, but we can hand wave that, I don't mind. Let's raise it up to, like, here-ish. Yeah, I'd argue that fits. I would argue that fits. Let's clear away the front bit. Less common, or at least less common to use on civilians ones, but a lot of military seaplanes had landing gear. Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not saying like it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I don't think conceptually it would work. We'll have to move it back a little bit. Actually, no, I think that's pretty balanced. Have that there, and then about yay height, maybe a little bit taller so it can clear the fuel tanks easier, and maybe if we want to have stuff in the back. How do we feel about that proportionally, guys? In the meantime, I'll think about Silver Snow. That'll also be able to land on land. Icebound seas might be a better place for seaplanes, given they won't be icebound all the time, or no boats. And a lot of seaplanes also have landing gear. I don't know, but maybe I feel like doctrinally though that Silver Snow is more of an airship faction than an airplane faction. Does that make sense? I think airplanes are an accessory to an airship, and not necessarily a focus design-wise of Silver Snow. All right. Okay, that's not bad. I don't want to do a stern right now. All right, you know what? We got most of us in. I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, now that we can see the front hull, I'm like, okay, that actually makes sense. You know, and I like the way it curves around the water wheels too. I think I do actually like that way of doing water wheels, having it curve up and out instead of just having a hard cut in. So if we put the crane here, maybe let's take not that close, maybe here-ish. We just do it like this, right? And obviously the lower superstructure will be able to change out as we need. But like, I think something maybe like this could work. Yeah, that brings us right to the back, so we'll be able to modify the back to have a water wheel cover coming, like, you know, out of this, so that we can have a water wheel for the catamaran bit here. Or actually, maybe we don't need that. Maybe we just do proper sterns with propellers. Blows out the curvy boats, true. So I think we have the crane start there, and then we can build up superstructure up and around it. I'm just wondering if that looks big enough, honestly. Well, no, it's a base of a crane, then the crane can be bigger, obviously. I'm just wondering if Potet and I maybe made the you know, if maybe the Marauder turret here was made a little bit too long. Just proportionally, we might have to redesign that, honestly. The issue is I really like his current design for it. I think it's really cool. I feel like we could maybe sink it in a little bit, though. Like move the breach a little bit in, move the deck in around it. You know what I mean? Instead of having this chain here be halfway up the deck, just have it at the edge of the deck. Just something small like that, right? From the deck, true. Okay. I'm just gonna block this out for now. I'm not actually going to... I'm gonna do this Minecraft style where I use colored wool in order to block a building out. Let's have this one actually go straight up to here. Let's have this here. There we go. And then have this one actually cut off around here. There we go. I can be pretty happy with that. So let's, you know, clean that up a little bit. There we go. Because that way, you know, you can walk up on the right side and just go straight into the building. Or you can walk up on the left side and have a little bit of an excess area out here. And then same with over here. I think we just completely build off of up here. Kind of like how we were going to at the front. Except maybe have the deck actually reach it this time. Maybe I'll redo that front portion, honestly. Just raise it up another deck level so we don't have to do like ladders and shit. If you're allowed to call it that anymore, why not? I do like the current size with the chains. The barges can lift some big stuff. Yes, I'm just worried about the crane size, right? See, we don't have a lot of room for the superstructure. So. And I do want it to look proportional. But also maybe Potat knows of some type of crane that can like lift shit, you know, 5 times bigger than itself. I don't know. Just hand wave it to hydraulic system. You know how it is. So have this come back here, and then I feel like this one over here definitely needs to be like more integrated. Like we're talking like all the way to the back type integration. Have the crane lift in a shield so it can have a large barge charge. Might be good for the battleship idea, but this one I want the Marauder turret. The battleship variant was probably gonna have a gun shield on it, so we can call it the barge charge. You dock like crane but runs on rails, it goes all the way to the bow. No, that's not gonna work. Because how is that gonna be able to spin around? It has to be like no, if we want it to be like a proper Marauder turret, then it has to be one of those cranes that can spin at least 180, right? So I'll show you, Potat's initial crane design was this. But obviously this was too big for the hull we wanted. So you can see how this was a little bit, you know, oversized compared to what we wanted, so hopefully we can fix that around. You know, maybe, no, I can't do the ramp again because it would be too small at that point. Ah, well. I'm sure Potat and I will figure it out. Now, actually, the big question is, do we want... Actually, let's raise this up. So I want to have more room for shenanigans and superstructure underneath, because I want to really have like a stacked superstructure, right? I don't want it to be like super tiny. I want it to be like an actual, hell yeah. Like that's a superstructure type thing. So let's actually put you up here. I've made a mistake. There we go. Yeah, somewhere up there, I feel like that feels more appropriate. And that gives us more height to work with on the rest of the craft too. You know? Look at crane barges. The crane is pretty big in relation to it. Maybe. And honestly, at the end of the day, I'll sacrifice proportionality if it means we get a really funny marauder turret. Yeah, that's true. Crane barges, the crane is pretty big. Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, we can sacrifice proportionality then, because I want to have the marauder turret, and nobody can stop me. Could have it on piston some rams to have it bonk stuff into close. No. I don't think we'll do that. You know, the crane fighting Tintin. Yeah, no, we're not gonna be doing that. For sure not. Oh, I'm so sleepy today. I apologize, guys. I'm still getting over being sick and it sucks. But it is what it is. We do what we can do. Alright, yeah, I feel like something like this. And then, besides, what do you build is sensible? That's true. Like, I feel like we're starting, like, you know, moving the Marauder back actually helped a lot with being able to see the vision, I feel. Because, like, now that I have it there, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see this working. We just really gotta beef up the rear for the superstructures. Now, I'm wondering, do we do, like, smokestack on one side or smokestack on both sides? Because if we concentrate it all on one side, then that means the other side can be used for stuff like AA guns and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I know for the battleship variant, I do want to have the fuel tanks converted into like broadside and flamers, which I think will be really fun. So we can expect that at least. Anyway, let's save it here. I'll do a quick little Aurora roast section, and then I'm probably going to go back to bed, honestly. Alright, draw vehicles. I'm going to run ads now so you guys don't miss anything. Is that way? Then I'm going to get up quickly, go use the washroom, then we'll be right back and go right into roast. So if someone wants to tell people... actually, I got it. From the desk, get roasts in now. Doing that early as I'm still a little ill. There we go. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, chat. Let's get into it, shall we? What do you guys have today? Okay. We have the Devourer's Court, the Aurora, the Oxbow, the Belk class, the Esme, the Kestrel, the Michelangelo, the B-23 Bomber, the Storm Cannon, the Black Swan, the Cataphract, and the Parabola. Nice, alright. Just gonna hit that with the closed. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see what people got today, shall we? Make sure roast is... Let's put you guys there. Let's put you in the roasts. Hello? There we go. And oh, Orange sent the blueprint back up. The buffoon. There you go. I'll edit that real quick. There we go. Alright. Alright, chat. We do have to obligatorily point and laugh at Orange next time we see them, because they sent in a blueprint backup. And that is what we do here when people mess up. Alright, Aurora, CCE. Alright. It's a little bit of a deep hull, Jacob. That's my only real concern. It's just, it feels like a very tall ship compared to your average stuff. I do like the decals on the side, though. Those are quite nice in the turrets. Aside from that, the turrets look pretty good. Really nothing to complain about. Yeah, I quite like the interior detail in there and the little side guns as well. Those are quite cute. Yeah, it's not bad. I don't think there's much to talk about on it. Oh, wait, no, you have anchor chains and no anchors. Why do people do this? This has been a running theme lately, is that people have anchor chains but no anchors. It's fucking random that I found out it was going to start early, but hey, it's going to be needing feedbacks. Yep. Aside from that, JCav, I do quite like the rest of this. It's not bad. Good job. Everything else seems to be pretty good. It's just, yeah, add some anchors to this bad boy. I've seen so many people lately do anchor chains but no anchors. Alright, B-23. Oh, this isn't bad. No.
Rustin, I have a message from the field. Yo, anchor chains with no anchor.
Yeah.
Rust, whoa.
Nice. This is pretty good, Daka, honestly. I feel like maybe clean up the texture at the nose instead of just heavy armor, like, you know, add something else around it. Also, maybe I would extend this black portion even up a little bit, have it come around the cockpit, because it feels a little bit flat on the sides of the nose right now. Same with up top, it feels a little bit flat up here. It's not a bad plane by any means, so it still looks pretty solid, and it matches the rest of your style, so like, I don't think you really need to change much. Oh, definitely deco hide these though. Or at least make them look like something a little bit less boxy, you know what I mean? Same with up front here. But it's not a bad little bomber, I quite like it, it's cute. Alright, Belka class. Okay, see, this one has anchor chains and anchors, we're fine. Ooh, I like the... Okay, the yellow tips on the barrels are actually pretty funny. I quite like that. And then back here, it feels very long because it feels long because it has the middle turret and the superstructure split. Alright, that's not bad. Definitely. Oh, your hull though is really rough. You could definitely smooth that out. Who did this? BRM? Yeah, you could definitely smooth this out and fix it up a little bit, honestly. Because it's very rough right now. Like, and I think that's all you really need to worry about is just, you know, smoothing that out and you'll be okay. Ooh, arm watches? Yeah, I do quite like the... these little guys back here. Always a big fan of those. They did the chains the old way. Oh yeah, with the window blocks instead of the chain blocks. Yeah, look at that. You don't see that every day. Nice. Alright. Cataphracts. Okay, first I immediately noticed this texturing is definitely off. You need the texture a little bit better. And again, like, it feels so bricky compared to the ever white flare builds. You know what I mean? The turret's fine. But like the spoiler's not even, the spoiler's on the same height as the hull pretty much. And then also like in here, like this is so long and there's nothing in here. Like if you look on both sides, right? So like you definitely need more detail in here. Honestly, I don't think the front wheels work. I think you're gonna need to make them less bulky if you want to make them wheels and a half track instead of a quad track. You're definitely gonna need to change it. I want to see a door back here, kind of like how the Kingfisher has like the IFV portion built in. But and then up front, like it's a very large window, and also it kind of crinkles in weirdly up here. I feel like it's missing quite a bit of stuff before it's ready to be submitted. Yeah. Also, I don't think doubling up on the tracks is the right play here. I think you can definitely, yeah, because like you're almost at the volume limit already, and there's, you know, it uses a little bit of work. Go for a full-on wheeled tank. Yeah, that's fair too. Tracks don't feel speedy. Yeah, maybe go full-on wheeled, like those like South African like four-wheeled each side vehicles could be really interesting. But Herbala. Oh, what does this look like? Oh, this is a cute little plane. Look at this guy. Alright, I saw it was mostly black earlier, so let's throw on LH and turn that off. Okay, I quite like the look of this. You know, it's heavily armed. It has the right shape coming from the side here, where it has the cockpit up and then slopes back down. Not a lot of people do that, so I'm glad to see the attention to the detail there. Yeah, no, honestly, this is pretty good. This was Knight, right? Yeah. No, good job, Knight. Maybe the cockpit up front here needs a little bit more than just a metal band. I think maybe a little bit more reinforcement there could add to the build, but no, this is pretty solid. Good job. Alright. Yeah, we had quite a few today. My god. Alright, Black Swan. Interesting. This looks like an Atlas if you took off the Atlas's front parts. Like if you shaved an Atlas on both sides. Like if the Atlas's propellers were its 5 o'clock shadow, it looks like you shaved it. Anything more than a band over details at the cockpit? I would disagree. Oh, I just cracked my spine. That was a good crack. Let's go. I would disagree with that, Neko. I feel like you can definitely add more detail to a cockpit than just one band. Not done yet? Ah, okay. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you're going for here. Is this supposed to be an Atlas rebuild, or what's your plan here? Because we already have an Atlas rebuild. Unshrimp yourself now, true. I like the boats, true. I feel like these engines out here are a little bit too far out, honestly. Maybe that's what's wrong with it. There's something uncanny about this build. I have to admit. The superstructure looks pretty good, though, so you did a good job there. Same with the turrets. The turrets are pretty good. And I like the little anchors at the front of the anchor chains. That's cute. Ooh, I really like these turrets. Good job on this. Dare I say it? I think maybe either paint the bright silver part, either trim or detail. And then this little turret back here is, yeah, like the mantlets on this is pretty solid, so good job there. These cranes feel like they don't have much of a purpose. I know they have the little cargo boxes here, but maybe instead of having them symmetrical back here, I spread them out along the sides of the craft, like maybe one at the front here, one at the back over here. It would be a really easy asymmetry win, you know what I mean? And then same with, I like the hull construction though. I like the idea of having, you know, you come down in under here. But don't forget, you need some purple wood around here too. Has the bottom out, but on the side angle like 10 degrees, and yeah. All right, well, we'll watch with great interest how that develops. Alright, Devourer's Court. Oh, hey, look at this. This is cool. Wow, Orange. Okay, you cooked on this one. Too bad it was a blueprint backup. No, you cooked on this. Good job. I love that you took the tentacle design. Did you try to make it the Deepwater Guard? Ah, you did try to make it the Deepwater Guard style. Very nice. Good job on that. I will say, though, actually, thicken out this platform tower here, if you have the volume for it, which you do. Because the cram turret feels a little bit unsupported at the moment. But no, this is really well done. I really like this. Also, this crane here has a little bit too much metal on it. I would change it around. Did I miss my parabola? Yes, you did. I did say it looked pretty good, though, Knight. I had it in LH colors, too, and it looked pretty solid. I was thinking maybe just a little bit more detail around the cockpit, and you'd be good, but everything else seems pretty good. I'm ill today, so I'm kind of speed running the roast right now, but I'll post the VOD right afterwards before I go take a nap. No, but Orange, this is really well done. Like, goddamn, look at this. Oh, I would want to see these stakes come down a little bit more, though, I think. Make them look like actual supports, right? But yeah, no, like, the detail on this is great. I love the ship's wheel in the center here, very nice. Like, this will absolutely cook as a defense post. Good job. Submit that to Pathos when you're done it. Esme, love, interesting. Alright. Kind of looks like a robotic, I really like this one, though. I really like this. Also, the deck arrows with the different color wood is really interesting. Take a nap, you just woke up? I didn't, though. I woke up quite a little while ago this morning, actually. It's just, I'm still sick. Probably shouldn't have streamed today, but I wanted to stream, you know? I wanted to do at least a little bit of something, even if it's not much. I do quite like these turrets. And plus, I didn't want to miss 2 roasts in a row. You know how it is. The arrows of directions restart. No, I kind of like the... I kind of like the arrows with the different colored paint there. That's pretty cool. You know, the turret runs are like, this is just a really solid design, honestly. I can't complain about this. This just looks good. Like, good job on this, though. Really good job on this. I will say maybe, like, smooth out the hull a little bit, but honestly, it's not bad. I quite like it. Aesthetic-wise, it's really nice. Alright, the Kestrel. Oh, what is this little goober? Okay, so it's another push prop plane, but it's kind of built like a jet fighter. Interesting. Okay. Honestly, I feel like these missiles can be a little bit less bunched up, and they're kind of clipping into their detection system there. So I would definitely get that changed up. Aside from that, you're using wedges at the back, which I would use slopes instead. Gets you a nice slope texture, plus just a little bit easier. There's not many swept winds on Deepwater Guard planes yet, but it's not the worst way you could do it, though it does feel a little bit overpainted, and the wind pattern is wrong. Because, you know, this should be purple back here as well. But prop-powered jet is cursed in a good way. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I might explore it myself, honestly, but it's not bad. I like the little gun shield on the gun at the front. Though your prop is clipping for your tail, so yeah, just, you know, fix the clipping issues, go from there. That would be my advice. Alright, Oxbow. Ooh, okay, I like this idea. Oh, okay, actually, I don't like that it crimps in on itself. I would... Yeah, I'm not a fan of these side... Oh, actually, Okay, you know what? That's difficult, actually. What song is this? Oh, this is Ori in the Blind Forest. There you go. Let's go to... Yeah. I was gonna say, wait, this doesn't sound like Fire Emblem. Snatched wheels, honestly. Totally stuff a Deepwater Guard would do to scavenge jets. Oh, absolutely. I think this needs to be a little bit more to be a godly, though. Like, this has less firepower than the Frigate Bird. You know what I mean? So, maybe up the power, maybe, you know, Like, those crams could definitely be stronger. 13 firepower on these crams? Yeah, those need a little bit of a touch-up. But I do quite like the hull design, actually. It feels like a Goldwater build. So you've done a good job aesthetically. I definitely need a touch-up. Also, don't forget the white portion of the hull should have a strip of non-white. The white portion should only be the very bottom of the hull. So definitely clean that up. Don't delineate it with metal. Delineate it with just more unpainted metal, or unpainted wood, sorry. Volume limit is 1.7. The volume limit is 1,750. Well, you're a little bit over that. So, 7,250. Okay, I see. Yeah. But yeah, regardless, I would definitely take off some of these APS guns then, and then actually do full crams. But as it stands right now, I would not say this is a Godly, sadly. It looks good, but it's definitely not a Godly. Yeah, honestly, it looks pretty good though. Yeah, no, it looks great. It's just, that's the issue, right? Is when you're making Godlies, you have to make it look really good and have it perform really well. And, you know, that's where the issue always arises. Anyway, Tyr, how are you doing today? Hope I didn't miss mine. Daka, you did, sadly. But same fin as telling the other folks, yours is just a little bit too flat, Daka, so you definitely want to round it out a little bit more. I'll be releasing the VOD right after stream today. Like I said, I'm ending early because I am sick as a dog. But I wanted to get at least a little bit of a roast done. See, was this necessary? It's a glass cannon, no volume, no armor. Dang it. Yeah, sorry. I'm good, just eating lunch. Nice. Superstructure gives me type up vibes. Yeah. Alright. Michelangelo. Alright, Nova. Okay, this is definitely
Preston, I have a message
up?
from the field. Don't you mean sick as a frog?
Oh, so true, so true. So true. Sick as a frog. Yeah, I'll say this is a lot better than some of your earlier stuff, Nova, so you're definitely improving. Do you notice how, like, you've stacked up the guns and layered the superstructure? This looks a lot better. Like, hell of a lot better. Good job. The bright red on the turrets is not my favorite design, but, you know, that's design choice, right? It's not something you've done wrong. I feel like these turrets here are still a little bit too long, though. Shorten them down at the back. Keep in mind, turret backs aren't normally touching the ground. They normally, like, you know, taper up and out. Gives them more easier movement. So maybe taper off the back of those turrets and you'll be good to go. And then same with these big turrets, like they taper out way too far to the front. Turrets are usually flat at the front and taper out to the back. So you've kind of done the opposite here of how a turret would be. Especially with how abruptly and flat this back cuts off. Like, it feels so forward heavy. But like the hull here is actually really well done. And these little side turrets right here are exactly what the kind of turret you'd want, I feel. Like, these look great. These ones, not so much. Definitely could up them a little bit, but the back does cut off too fast. Yeah. And then your helipad is also rather small still for a helicopter, and your gun is inside it. So, maybe shorten the barrels on that gun. But, no, the superstructure, though, is incredible. Like, really good job. You've definitely improved as a builder. Good to see, good to see. The small turrets be defined Seawiz or Goalkeeper. Oh, Deco. Yeah. Alright, Storm Cannon. Yeah, that's not bad. I quite like that. Now put it on the ship. Syrup. Make a monitor. It's just a Storm Cannon on a ship. This actually does look pretty good. I quite like this. I assume it's nowhere Foxhole fin, but it's not a bad old design. Not a bad old design at all. Anyway, that's going to be all from me today. Again, I'm sorry for the abrupt ending today, chat. I'm just not feeling well. It's just one of those days where like, I thought I could do it, and I'm like, actually, no, I can't. But hey, we got roast done. That's pretty good. So, tomorrow, if I'm feeling better, what we're going to do is we're going to come back, we're going to do some EU4. We're going to play as Pirates, which will be really fun. So tomorrow will be our Deepwater Guard run for EU4. And stick around as we're gonna raid out. Let's go talk about EU4. Let's go raid into Corbett again, because he got access to EU5 and he's doing a Q&A. So I want to go ask him some questions. Raid, orbit, gaming. There we go. Yeah, aside from that, tomorrow will be EU4, Sunday will be EU4, Monday we'll be back with FTD, and then I'm gonna get some videos next week. I got one video out this week, but like, I didn't get any FTD defense because I couldn't record because my voice was shot, so. Aside from that, sorry that it's such an early stream today. I promise tomorrow will be longer, but I will see you guys then. Bye-bye.